Welcome to the story so far. Today we're going to talk about, I'm your host John Salvador, and today we're going to talk about property expenses, real property expenses, okay? Now, I'm going to draw from 20 years of personal data, as in 20 years that 20 years I've been holding positive cash flow properties. So I do have a bunch of them, and I do also have some shared with my brothers in companies and family and so on. So I do have a very broad set of examples, if you like, in data, therefore, that I can realistically say there's a common denominator here when it comes to assessing what your expenses are or realistically are. Now, not long ago, one of my initial plans was to reach $1,000 worth of passive income a week, and that would really help me with living a more comfortable life. Okay, and when I reached that milestone, I realized that it was when assessing expenses really hit home. Okay. Until that point in time, I was working super hard. I was reinvesting all the cash flow. I was not really paying that much attention. But look, it's a great problem to have, right? Just reinvest that in there, put the cash flow in offset accounts, pay less interest, money was accumulating there, everything was sweet. I did an exercise where I decided to quit my job and see how far I could go with that $1,000 of passive income a week. Okay? Soon I realized that even though it was always in front of me and it was pretty obvious, I got to test it, okay? I got to put my little financial boat in the water, so to speak. And I realized that because of real property expenses, that boat, if you like, was making water, okay? So I had to get my financial boat out of the water and patch those holes, which is something what I'm going to share with you today is how do you really estimate your expenses, okay? So I already gone about the fact that I've got about 20 years of personal data on the real expenses on property, and I've come up to 30%, okay? Now, don't let the property gurus fool you. You know, imagine if your property is losing money and they said, oh, you can own this property for $30 a week. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself when the real expenses kick in, and that $30 a week or whatever bullshit they're quoting you, it's going to become bigger and bigger, okay? And if you happen to lose your job or your business goes south, you will feel the pain very quickly. Trust me. There's a lot of people out there already have, okay? Now, and also, you know, a lot of the property gurus out there are selling you, you have 4 or 5 properties, you can retire in a year or something. 20 years. Look, I'm slower than most people, and in these 20 years, last 10 years, I've been taking trips and traveling around the world and surfing in the most beautiful remote locations and that sort of stuff. So I'm also having fun, and that's probably why it has taken me a lot longer to reach that milestone than a lot of people have. But I am being realistic with myself, with my expenses and my cash flow, okay? I'm not bullshitting to just draw attention and sell books and that. I'm not selling anything. I'm sharing my story. Hopefully I'm leaving a legacy behind for my kids, my wife, my friends, my family, and anyone that's curious enough to just share this information with me, okay? And that's it, okay? But look, let's have a quick analysis of this. Whatever your rental income is, in that particular case for me, a few years back when I reached that $1,000 a week milestone, passive income that I have to do absolutely nothing to earn, $1,000 a week, ain't that cool? It felt pretty good. But what happened? The real expenses, okay? Insurance rates and waters and management, you can quantify those quite easily. However, repairs, and this is something that it takes it to the 30%, and if you don't estimate 30% on your rental income gone in expenses, you're only kidding yourself. And I suggest if you're talking to any guru or any financial planner or any person that wants to sell you property or wants to sell you something, just get them to talk realistically about this. If they're not quoting 25 to 30% on average per property of expenses, they're only kidding yourself. I've got 20 years of them, and I've got, you know, at least half a dozen of properties that have been averaging 25 to 30% expenses. So in that particular moment in my life, a couple of years ago, that $1,000 a week rental income, passive income, became $700, okay, give or take. All right, one month it would be a little bit more, one, you know, less. But look, repairs will be, you know, the hot water systems, the split system that cools off or heats the property, roofing issues, pipes blowing up. That's the real deal when it comes to properties. But why do I do it? And this is something that perhaps I will have an episode dedicated to this. But look, the properties, you still get 70% of the income, which is great. Your investment is appreciating above inflation, which is also pretty good. And imagine if you still make by the time I pay my properties, I will have about $2,500 of passive income a week. Take 30%, it'll be about, I don't know, $1,500-$1,800. That should hopefully be okay, right? And if I take a bit hit on an extra repair or something that is out of the normal, like every now and then there's been like an electricity board at $3,000 and stuff like that, I'll be covered, okay? So don't let anyone fool you. Be realistically when you're planning and you're assessing, and it's always better. I'm saying 30, but it averages about 25. But I'm always big on overestimating expenses and underestimating rental income, and that served me really well for the last 20 years, okay? And I'll continue to do it. If you're looking at a property and it says potential rental income of 340, I would probably go for 320 on my back of the envelope calculations, just to make sure, okay? Because a lot of agents like to blow up this and like to hide this, so you will never get the real cash flow, okay? Right, so I hope this makes sense. Feel free to comment. Share with friends, watch it again, make sure that you're really estimating your expenses properly. This isn't an issue, it's just reality. So it means that you gotta manage it well, but it means that perhaps you have to have a bit more income, rental income. So when you take that 30% off, whatever is it that your goal, your milestone is, then you are achieving, okay? All right, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned, stay strong, subscribe, share with friends. And until next time,